organize it to develop a scientific spirit in every student, and they prepare models and projects by their own with some creative ideas to find solutions to the problems of society. This year, due to pandemic, we have organized it on virtual platform, and the theme for this video making competition is innovative science projects during pandemic. Now, I request Principal Sir to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you, Vanishka, and I'm indeed quite delighted to be part of Science Association because I'm aware that in a quite dedicated way how Rohini Tavde Madam has been working all these years at Science Association. My colleagues, because I cannot see both vice principals and supervisors, so I will start with my colleague, Assistant Principal Plus 2 Vocational, Shri Vinod Gaware Sir, and Rohini Tavde Madam herself, other teachers and dear students. Today has been a very hectic day for me particularly because there were so many activities online, and so many activities which actually are in tandem with each other. Means what I would say is that this is a science association doing science projects. Just quite a little while ago, there is a program going on right now. I couldn't be part of it by Degree College Science Association, where they had a lecture from one very honorable scientist, Dr. Nanasaheb Thorat, who is in fact a Marie Curie Fellow at the University of Cambridge. I think that is the level where from junior college a student can really rise. So while you are doing this science projects, science video projects, I think it is important also for some of you to attend lectures in degree college, because for us to have our cultural association in a combined manner, that is the thought, that we want our science association junior and degree to work together because in this integrated way only there would be opportunities which you will be able to see. The horizon is not only 12th standard. When you take science, your horizon should be your undergraduate degree, then postgraduate degree, and then of course the PhD, the ultimate goal of any science students. Not merely to, unfortunately for junior college, science has become limited only to some competitive examination to be given at the end of 12th standard. That is really very unfortunate, because that is a very limited way of looking at science. Of course, that is important, and that is important for any career. But I want our students particularly to be oriented towards the other opportunities in science, and they are coming in a big way. There is a big money in science. There is a in terms of government grants, in terms of industry projects, and the novelty of the whole thing is also very important. Because if you are going to do same thing, let's take coding. If you are going to do same thing year after year, then it's again back to square one in terms of any kind of new initiatives. So these kinds of competitions of the science association kind are extremely vital in regenerating these kinds of capacities of students. So I congratulate the team at junior college in the leadership of Rohini Tavde Madam and other teachers.
So now in this competition there are total 14 projects, out of which 8 are under working model category and 6 are under non-working model category. Our first judge is Satish Mestri sir. Our second judge is Mrs. Smita Menon ma'am. I once again give all the best to all the participants, and I hope you all are ready. So come on, let's get started. First of all, we will start with the working model category. Our first contestant is Yash Nadkarni from SYJC Science Division H, who is going to present a project on thrust by jet.
My name is Yash Nadkarni, FIGC Science X Division, roll number 1080. And my topic is thrust by a jet engine. So, what's thrust? Thrust is a reaction force on a force applied by us. So, I would not explain you about thrust anymore. I would like to give you a small example. We all must have watered our plants by using a pipe. We place our thumb on the end of our pipe. We place our thumb on the end of a pipe to make the stream of the water much larger. Why this happens? This happens because the inlet volume of the water is more than the exit volume of the water. Now, in my model, we have used air instead of water. When we know, my model is of a jet engine where it contains of two chambers. One is the compressor chamber and the second is the combustion chamber. In the combustion chamber, the air is heated. What happens if the air is heated? When air is heated, it expands. And when it expands, the volume increases and the area for it to come out is very less. As the area to come out is very less, it exerts a large amount of force. This force provides thrust to the airplane and hence it moves forward. Now, I would like to present my working of the jet engine. Inside the compressor chamber is of a very large volume and is burnt with the help of atomized form of the fuel. And hence, the stream which could be seen was very large force which pushes the airplane forward. Thank you.
So now our next contestant is Shubham Bakade from FYJC Science D Division, and his project is about small smart city. I request Shubham Bakade to on his mic and camera and present the project.
Thank you. My name is Shubham Bakade, Science Division D, roll number 460. My today's topic is Smart City. In my smart city, there are various types of gadgets like street lamps, a powerhouse. These powerhouse and street lamps are working on a solar panel. When in morning the solar panels get charged, and in night the solar panels gives energy to all the implements. This is the working of my project. These are street lights and this is my powerhouse. This powerhouse can be used in rainy season because in rainy season the solar panels get wet. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sir. Thank you, Shubham. So now let's move on to our next project. So the participants are Shravani Adkar and Akshata Naik from FYJC Science D Division, and their project is on Li-Fi.
Hello everyone, I am Ms. Shravani Adkar. I am Ms. Akshata Naik. We are presenting you the model of Li-Fi technology. Now many of you must be wondering what Li-Fi actually is. So the full form of Li-Fi is light fidelity. It is used for data transmission. It is almost the same of Wi-Fi. In Wi-Fi, the data is transmitted through radiation, while in Li-Fi, it is transmitted through light.
Benefits of Li-Fi. As Li-Fi works on light has the maximum speed, with which we can use that speed and transmit the data on a high speed. The speed of the Li-Fi is 100 Gbps to 240 Gbps, which is much more faster than a local Wi-Fi.
The path of security, this model is a very secured model as it cannot be connected beyond the room. So the hackers cannot hack your data and the data can remain safe.
Radiation. When we use a local Wi-Fi, the radio signals are very harmful for a human being. But when we use Li-Fi, the light does not have any radiation, so it is not harmful for any human being.
So in this model, we have used a 9-volt battery, a 220 ohm resistor, a white LED light, a male-to-male auxiliary audio-video cable, a mini solar panel. We have connected this cable to the speaker.
Now we will explain the working process of the model.
As the light enters our room, it works as a router, which is used for data transmission.
And when we have to use this Li-Fi model at the night, we can use the lights at the home, or our smartphones also have a high quality sensor.
Now we will show the working process of the model.
Now we will connect the cable in.
As you can see, the LED bulb lights up and the light rays are directly falling onto the solar panel.
Simply play the music and see what's happening. This was our model.
Hope you liked it.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Rahul Shetty from Sate College, studying in 11th Standard C Division. As a part of science project, I have created project on the topic of electrolysis of sodium chloride, or conduction of electricity through ions. This is the circuit which I have made. I have connected a 9-volt battery to 2 light bulbs. I have also connected a resistor in between so that it can reduce the flow of current through these bulbs. I have placed also a switch in between to start or complete the circuit whenever required. The negative and positive terminals of the battery, I have connected it through 2 copper plates, which are the electrodes of this circuit. In this glass jar, I have taken water So now I am mixing this. I have taken common table salt or sodium chloride. I will mix this in the water which I have put in the glass jar. This is so to create an electrolytic solution through which current can pass. I will mix it thoroughly. Due to this, dissociation of sodium chloride will take place, and because of water, the sodium part of sodium chloride will slightly get attracted to hydrogen slightly get attracted to hydroxide part of water, and the chlorine plant will get attracted to slightly attracted to the towards hydrogen. Now I will dip this two electrodes in the solution. The electrode which is connected to the positive terminal is the anode, and the another one which is connected to the negative terminal is the cathode. When I will start the current or complete the circuit, the bulbs will glow. This will indicate that the current is passing to the circuit, and the electrolysis of sodium chloride will start inside the glass jar. This will take almost 1 minute for the bubbles to appear. On cathode, hydrogen bubbles will be formed, and on the anode, chlorine bubbles will be formed, and sodium part of sodium chloride will combine with hydroxide part of water, as a result of which sodium hydroxide base will also get formed.
Thank you, Rahul. Our next contestant is Priyanshu Dete from FYJC Science D Division.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and all my dear friends. As people all are getting bored in the lockdown, and my sister, she was very fond of eating cotton candies. So I decided, why not to make it at home? It will be more hygienic and more safer. Now I will explain how it is formed. The sugar is first liquefied by heating, and the syrup is poured in a porous vessel. The liquid sugar comes out of the porous vessel centrifugally and resolidifies into thread-like structures, and those thread-like structures get accumulated on the stick.
Thank you, Priyanshu. So now let's move on. Our next contestant is Shravani Akre from FYJC Science A Division, who is going to present a project on electricity generation due to wind turbine.
Good afternoon, judges and my dear friends. I am Shravani Akre from FYJC Commerce A Division. I have made a model of a wind turbine. I have shown how electricity is generated due to the rotation of the windmill. As we know, the rising pollution because of the nuclear power plants and all other power plants, but windmill is a very natural and eco-friendly project.
Thank you, Shravani. So our next contestant is Susan Pooley. I would request her to present her project.
Hello everyone, this is Susan from FYJC Science Division C, and today I will be performing a science experiment. The name of my experiment is Fire on Water. So the apparatus which is used is a glass full of water, and we will be needing some nail polish also and a matchstick. So let's start the experiment. First we have to pour some nail polish in the water. And now let's burn it. And now we have added the nail polish, so now we will burn it. And here's how nail polish burns in water. This is because nail polish is flammable and it has substances, it has chemical substances like acetone and dimethyl, which is very harmful for our health, and it is very powerful agent and it causes fire to burn. So nail polish is very flammable, and the thing why nail polish burns because it floats in water, and fire it burns because fire gets enough oxygen to burn. So that's why we see the result that nail polish. The reason why nail polish burns because it is flammable. It contains acetone, which is also known as dimethyl, and that's why it is flammable. So we should be very careful while using nail polish, and we should take care that we don't use nail polish in a place where very little ventilation is there, and use it with very careful. It is made by combining nitrocellulose, and many plasticizers are also added for nail polish to become. So it is very harmful for health, and these agents can cause severe health issues also if not used carefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Our next contestant is Jayesh Shelar from FYJC Science F Division, and he is going to present project on lungs working
Hello,
model.
I am Jayesh Shelar from FYJC Science, roll number 777. So, good evening, respected teachers, judges, and my dear friends. Today, I, Jayesh, on the behalf of Satya College, is presenting the mechanism of breathing in human with the help of working model of lungs. So, let's start with the video. As you can see, this is representing the diaphragm. Okay, this is representing the trachea, and the inner portion inside the bottle is representing the bronchi. The one is left bronchi and the other is right bronchi. And this bottom, at the bottom, it is diaphragm. And inside the bottle there are two red balloons which represent the lungs. So now we are going to see what will happen and what kind of changes are going to take place in the lungs, in the diaphragm, when the air is moving inside and when the air is moving out from the lungs, because we are not able to see the changes in the rib cage. So during the process of inhalation, during the taking of air into the mouth via mouth or via nostrils, the same procedure will be there and the same mechanism will be working over there. So what will happen at the time of inhalation? Just inhalation, you can feel the changes that your chest cavity moves outward over ribs. They are expanding outward towards lungs and the diaphragm. It will move down. So let's see. As I am going to stretch it, you can see that the lungs are filled up. With air, and the balloon represent the lungs. So they filled with air, and when the filled with air, you can see that when the diaphragm is moving down, it means during the inhalation process, the lungs that filled with air. Now you can see when I am going to release the diaphragm, what happened to the lungs? It means the moves out of it and during the inhalation. So same happen in our lungs. Also the chest cavity, this bottle is completely representing chest cavity. So that chest cavity area increase, the thoracic cavity increases. That is helping rushing out of air. The air is rushing in because of the pressure. So during the inhalation, the atmosphere we are just comparing the atmosphere and pressure of the internal of the lungs. म्हणजे हे आपले रेड एकदम बलून आहेत ते त्याला लंग्सला मराठीमध्ये फुफ्फुसे बोलतात, फुफ्फुसे. So we are comparing both. So there must be the difference to inhale and to exhale. So what is going to happen during inhalation process? The inner pressure will be low during the inhalation process. The pulmonary pressure, the lungs pressure, there is less pressure inside the lungs, and the more atmospheric pressure. So the air rushes from the higher to the lower pressure.
Friends, here we completed with our working models. I hope you all liked the models and enjoyed watching it. So now I would like to request my volunteer friend Vanshika to introduce you to the non-working models. Here to you, Vanshika.
Thank you, Sanika. I hope you all must have liked our working models. Let us start with the non-working ones. Our first participant for the non-working model category is from FYJC.
Thank you, Vanshika. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarang Sandeep Desai. I am from FYJC D Division, roll number 504. Today, the topic of my project is the best alternative to the different chemical products. So, now let's start.
Hello everyone, today we are going to make bioenzyme, which is the 100% eco-friendly and natural product, and which is the best alternative to domestic chemical products. So, to make bioenzyme, we required 100 gram of jaggery, 300 gram of peels of citric fruit. I have taken orange and lemon, and 1 liter of water. So, we have to mix it in the ratio of 1:3:10, and we required a bowl to mix it properly. So, let's start. First, we have to mix the peels of orange and lemon, and then we have to put jaggery into it, and then we have to add the 1 liter of water in the bowl. And afterward, we have to mix it very well to make it properly and to mix it properly. And after 30 days, you can see the results. And so, like this, we have to keep it for minimum 30 days and mix it properly every day. Thank you. And finally, our bioenzyme is ready, and we should keep this for minimum 30 days, and we should slightly keep open this bottle cap so that the gas in it can be released easily. Thank you.
Sarang, thank you, judges. Our next participant is Mariam Mirza from FYJC Science C.
My topic for science video making competition is discovery of electrons in subatomic particle. Now we all know that J.J. Thomson is widely recognized as the discoverer of electron while he observed the cathode ray experiment. We will look into it in detail to understand how he discovered the electron. So, this is the glass tube cathode ray experiment where there is two metal pieces in between the glass tube. You can take it as 2 electrons. Now when he is applying some electricity to it, as the electricity passes through these two metals, the cathode ray or green light of fluorescence is observed, which is quietly hitting straight at the glass tube, which he called as cathode ray. Now to answer his questions, about what this cathode ray is, what this cathode ray consists of, he carried out some more experiments to understand it, where he placed two oppositely charged particles on either side of the glass tube. And when he did that and supplied electricity, the green cathode ray light attracts to the positively charged particles, which he assumed as that this cathode ray consists of a negatively charged particles. Now to confirm this conclusion, he did another experiment in which he placed a magnet between the glass tube, and what he observed that the cathode ray light attracts to the negative side of the metal. So this shows that he he made some conclusion based on this experiment. The cathode ray consists of a negatively charged particles, and this negatively charged particle is electrons. He named it as it is, and he discovered it in 1897. Further, he also understand when he carried out with his experiment, he came to know that the misconception of Dalton's atomic theory. He broke the misconception of Dalton's atomic theory that atom is an indivisible part. So what he did when he take a look at the glass tube experiment, and he was concerned. He tried taking out these two metal pieces and replace it with some other metals, and he observed that if whatever metal he put in this glass tube, the result is same. He will still get the cathode ray light, but so his conclusion was that this glass tube consists of some kind of atoms, and so with the two pieces of metals, which shows that as he is supplying electricity to A, the atoms are getting excited and releasing the electron. So it shows that atom is indivisible. So for this work he was awarded with the Nobel Prize in 1906. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariam. Thank you, judges. Our next participant is Prathamesh and Sahil Gurav from FYJC Science D.
BiBlock is a revolution in building. Not only is it made with a zero-waste process that uses 1 ton of plastic to make 1 ton of BiBlock, but it won't crack or crumble like concrete does. It really is the future of building. Coming in at 16 inches by 8 inches by 8 inches and weighing 10 kilograms, each block is a sustainable source of fast and efficient building. They don't need glues or adhesives, making them zero waste at an even bigger level and quick on the installation. An eco-friendly process is used to combine steam and compression, converting all types of plastic waste into the BiBlock. Each and every block can be used to build retaining walls, sound walls, sheds, accents, and furniture. But with each one, it's also building a better future. The makers of BiBlock team up with material recycling facilities, governments, municipalities, and corporations in order to create their product and tackle the world's plastic crisis. Did you know that 8 million pieces of plastic makes their way into our oceans each day? It's not just future generations who need BiBlock. We do too, right now. And the environment isn't even the only area that BiBlock tackles. This advanced, cost-effective building material could easily be used for housing, helping the poor at home and abroad. The plastic doesn't even need to be sorted or cleaned before being turned into this amazing tool. BuyBlock is rebuilding our future, one carrier bag, water bottle, and broken toy at a time.
Thank you. Now our next participant is Tanvi Gadre from.
Hello everyone, I am Tanvi Gadre from 11th standard आणि माझ्या प्रोजेक्टचा विषय आहे आयुर्वेद आणि immunity. This is my product and its name is Immunojar. It is a self-designed product which I made during the lockdown and is based on the principle of heating effect of electric current. India is known as the birthplace of Ayurveda, and after study and research, it is found out that coronavirus directly affects our immunity system. During lockdown and even before that, people were preferring Ayurvedic medication over allopathy due to its less side effects and long-term use. This product has the capacity of 200 to 400 ml and it's provided with an induction plate. त्याच्यामध्ये तुमचं पाणी 10 ते 12 मिनिटांमध्ये गरम होतं. It's also provided with a mesh-like tube. त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही तुमचा prescribed Ayurvedic formula place करू शकता and it can be used twice a day. Most importantly, it is easy to carry, it is easy to use and it's affordable by everyone. Ayush Sansthan that works under the government of India has prepared a formula for the frontline workers during the pandemic to help them to increase or maintain their immunity against the deadly virus. Most importantly, it is useful to people of all age groups with the doctor's advice. Thank you.
To our next contestant, Manaswi Ilkar from FYGC.
Good day everyone, my name is Manaswi Ilkar from FYGC Science D and my project name is Nutritional Value. Due to a hectic life, we are living a sedentary lifestyle and over that eating unhealthy stuffs. Let's see how much time does it take to digest on a daily basis. For that I'm going to show you the specific chart here that you can see fruits takes 3 hours to digest, vegetables takes 6 hours to digest and that of cereals takes 18 hours to digest in our stomach and small intestine and large intestine. Next, that means we are not giving rest to our body, so and over that we are sitting for longer hours. Let's go in detail of our digestive system. We eat food and swallowed by esophagus and then through our epiglottis it is shifted into the stomach and from there it is then shifted in your small intestine which consists of columnar epithelium which has small pillar-like structure called microvilli. Now this microvilli helps in secretion and absorption. This secretion and absorption are then sent to the exocrine and endocrine glands. This exocrine gland secrete the secretion outside the body and this endocrine gland secrete the secretion inside the blood. Now these oily-like substances makes our blood more thicker, due to which our heart needs more pressure to pump it and spread all over the body. So for that, due to this, high blood pressures like diseases occur. In women, it sticks to the ovary and causes cysts in it called as PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. 1 in 5 women has this disease. Can you believe it? Like, you can ask your grandmother that she has even heard about this syndrome. No, because these syndromes were not there before and this is rampant from 2017. Why? Because of a sedentary life. Then next is when this oily substance stick in our airways is causes asthma and when arteries is caused cholesterol. In the exocrine glands which secrete outside the body causes acne and eczema-like diseases. So why it happens? Because of our toxins in our body. You have heard this quote that you are what you eat. No, you are what you ate. Maybe your last year burger you have ate last year may be still in your stomach and decomposing himself. Sometimes, now we'll come to our main topic, which I'm going to explain to you. For that, first of all, I will give you example. Sometimes we cause injury due to accident or due to any reason. We break our bones and our doctor plasters it, and after 6 to 8 months you will see that it is healed, right? Why? Something is magic in our body, right? So that is called healing power. Our healing power has two phases, is heal and digestion, and he can do one time one phase. So for that we need to stop our digestion and start our healing process. So I'm going to show you some methods to clean our alimentary canal or stomach, we can say. Okay, so 16-hour fasting. 16-hour fasting is that process is very simple, because half of the time you will be sleeping, like at the night you have to do this fast. Okay, so if you have your dinner at 8 p.m, so you will have your lunch at the next day 12 p.m. In the middle of the time you can also have coconut water or fruit. Okay, and next method is enema. Enema is a click tool which clears our alimentary canal within 10 minutes. And one more fruit called as ash god. If you will drink his juice on an empty stomach, then you will automatically see the best results of it. Okay, so now comes to the next of like COVID-19 we'll talk about. Okay, so no need to think about COVID-19 because like no need to have any CADA or vaccine. Okay, so you will be curing this disease is like very fastly, because you have a healing power in your body, because you should never underestimate your body on daily basis. So my question is now, when you are going to switch your lifestyle? Thank you.
Yeah, so our next participant is Arya Patkar and Mandar Damre from FYJC Science G.
Warm regards to one another. Myself Mandar. Myself Arya. We are here to present our sustainable chargers non-working model.
Now, Arya will explain the working of our model.
Here's a motor of 500 RPM. If we provide electricity, it converts it into mechanical energy. And if we supply mechanical energy via muscular or any other form of energy, it's converted into electrical energy. Our sustainable charger focuses on the latter part of it. Once we rotate the disc, it provides 12 volts energy. This charge is enough to charge a AA battery in 30 to 40 minutes. Now Mandar will explain why we decided on this model.
Thank you, Arya. So, all dignified guests, as we all know, the world-renowned electric vehicle giant Tesla has started its pre-booking in January 2021 for Indian subcontinent. Everyone was all hyped up for its launch. The reason why many people are dismayed is that the expected costing for the Model 3 is around 60 to 70 lakhs, which is not at all in the budget range of common electric vehicle enthusiasts. One of the main reasons why the cost of Tesla cars is so high is the inadequate supply of lithium in India, which is the raw material used for making of Tesla car batteries, along with the import duties which are levied on completely built up vehicles outside of India, that is in foreign countries.
So we thought about it and came up with a basic model like this. The idea is the energy we spend on stationary gym exercise bikes and stuff like that can be used to recharge the Tesla batteries.
Definitely not on our model's level, but we really found out this idea to be intriguing. Instead of just cycling, we can attach miniature circuits like this to wheels, which just might solve our problem of sustainable electrical energy up to some extent. Our sustainable charger can even charge the cells which are used in common household appliances like the TV remote, AC remote, or even the cells used in kids' toys. If we are able to effectively implement it, who knows what lies in the unscripted future ahead? Our sustainable charger can be of slight aid in stopping the deterioration of our adorable planet. Thank you.
Here we complete all our non-working models. I hope you liked the tour of our virtual science exhibition.
Thank you, Ansika. Myself, Lily Shetty from FIDC. On behalf of a Science Association team, would like to thank our professor, Dr. Manu, who always encourages us and appreciates all the Science Association activities. We would also like to thank all the dignitaries present over here for sparing their valuable time with us. We would like to thank all our Science Association mates for guiding and organizing such a fabulous event. We would like to thank our eminent judges, Tamil Madam and Satish Mistry sir, for their support and cooperation. We would also like to thank all our enthusiastic participants who were active speakers and all the patients. Last but not the least, we thank all our technical support staff and viewers. Thank you so much for making our event successful and fabulous one.